first snow of 2020 and I love it. Last year in 2019 it did not snow. Maybe it did snow on higher elevations in a city, in the Vancouver area. But it's nothing like today. And I had to drive over 100 kilometers in order to hit the snow, to feel the snow, to walk in the snow, to do some snowshoeing, to go skiing. At some point I went to Sun Peaks. It's a ski resort somewhere, and I spent 3 days there. And it was lots of snow. I had lots of good time. Good time means not entertaining time, but feeling good. It's a really good feeling. And now I got the snow here. I don't have to go too far. Tomorrow I'll go somewhere in Squamish, and I might go, I may not, depends. But I have different cars. So I have a 4-wheel truck, and I hope I will have better grip. But this car is sliding a bit. I can feel it even with winter tires. So today's topic I want to talk about is the third eye. Not a long time ago I was curious about the concept, and of course I searched through Google, and I found a number of different answers, but there were a majority that gave me same answer. And how Google algorithm works or Google artificial intelligence work, because it's programmed by humans. Those computers that run those algorithms are programmed by humans, and humans learn from other humans, and the other humans learn from some scientific discoveries, and other times they figure that some formula does work in the nature or in life. They thought, oh yeah, that's a valid formula because it does work. It does kind of prove it works. But humans have no clue what's life. If you ask a scientist what is life, what's afterlife, nobody have a clue, because there is no formula, no theory, no hypothesis that you can confirm, telling you this is life. It's a scientific fact. We have a proof. So life is this, death or after life is that. There is not such a thing, and that's one of the reasons I don't believe anything what science tells me when it's about life. I mean, medical science knows how the physical body function, but that's it. They don't want to try. Some doctors got outside of their borders set by the medical community, and they started to investigate death. They started to investigate some paranormal phenomena, but most scientific community is stuck into their way of thinking, because nobody wants to lose their jobs, or nobody wants to get stuck in their career just because they want to be pioneers in the field, or be different, think differently. They pay university very high money with the purpose not only helping people, but advancing in their career and making more money and becoming someone in the field, because they don't want to get stuck into an emergency room treating wounds all day long until they retire, right? So once you know that, then you understand why the doctors will not talk about these topics, the paranormal, like third eye, energies, chakras, auras, and also requires money to do some sort of a research. So if you have a full-time job as a doctor, you need time to get into other type of research, which might need investigating patients, people, and stuff like that, and you may lose your license, and you need money because nobody pays you. Government does not pay you to run such programs to find, okay, what's after that, what happens with that dead body, why the dead body came back, right? So those are some of the reasons the medical community will not find answers soon. It might take another maybe 30, 50 years until the medical community and the scientific community and the religions and the spiritual community and stuff will join forces to gain knowledge that would benefit the whole humanity. But now is no real benefit from discovering what's after death. So it's no money making machine. It's not like a cancer, which is an industry now. If you dig to find and learn about cancer, you make money. But if you want to learn how to grow spiritually, how to get closer to God, is God bringing you money or something? No, God does not make you money, they think. So why researching this type of topics? So I kind of went around to explain why Google is providing you some answers that are based on science, but this algorithm also look at the commonality, which are the most common answers for a particular question. So if people type this question, what's aura, and Google finds across the internet that aura means this in the view of a majority, of course they will look into the scientific answers and Wikipedia and stuff, and if there is no clear formula or scientific answer on that, then they will pick what the majority are saying, and that's the answer. But also below there is a link, because they don't want to take the responsibility for providing a stupid answer. There is a link to the website that provide them with that answer. So the most popular website or YouTube that provides that answer shows up in the search list at the top. Of course you will find other answers, but the one that appears on the top is the one that has a higher number of views. I have to keep some distance because I see people spinning their wheels, and the snow is about 3-4 centimeters deep here. The roads are kind of clean, but I don't take the chance. So let me reduce the noise, make that this wipers. And so why people would search for these terms, auras, chakras, and some other psychic abilities. So one, like myself, curiosity. You want to learn and expand your knowledge. But there are people who heard from other people that, you know, if you have this ability, some psychic ability, then you have powers, some powers. So they don't really know what to do with the powers, but power give you the sense that, you know, you can do something, you can do more. And depends of the people. Some people are low level, at the kind of a lower and of the spiritual growth on earth, and most likely they are in a survival mode, so they are not really smart. Some of those are smart, but use smarts for bad purpose. Depends what bad is for you, because it's all relative for humans. Even war, people say it's bad, but for other people it's good. So some of those people, even they are smart, they use these powers, let's say abilities, I call it abilities, not power, for a purpose that leads to not only distractions, but does not help the humanity. Because humanity here is like a part of an experiment, like a garden of God, where God created all that stuff and created all the species and plants and oceans and stuff, and then came with the humans as one of the better projects, better creatures, or let's say some of the best creatures on earth, that not only are able to survive, so are very good at survival and adapting, but they do have other qualities. So they are not here like sharks. Sharks are species that are here for survival and of course reproduction of species, which is also part of their survival of their species. Dinosaurs were the same, and most species are like that. So they look around, they eat other species to stay alive if they are carnivores or they are being chased and eaten. So omnivores or herbivores are generally like that. So you eat or you are being eaten. That's kind of in a wild world. Humans used to be the same, but with the human development, they advanced to another level. But basically, they are here for similar stuff. They are just more complex. Their lives are more complicated than just surviving. And we have humans at the lower end. They are still like above the animals, but you know, they are humans. They speak. So they learn like you can teach a monkey to speak if you try hard. So they speak. They learn a skill. So they go to work. They procreate. But because they are at that lower end, they associate themselves with other lower end people. And I've seen that. I'm not saying construction people are all like that, but I've seen that a lot in construction. For some reason, because it's hard work, nobody wants to take that hard work, and some people at lower end has no other choices, and they stick together in construction, in mining, in some forestry. So I don't want to say those people are dumb. Some people really love it, but some people they are taking those jobs because they want to survive, and they are tough jobs. I do respect those tough jobs, but it's one thing to go into construction because you love it. You love to be carpenter and do some stuff, but you are a spiritual, a good person. And one example was Jesus. They said that he was a carpenter. That's pretty good. So that was his talent. But spiritually, he was somewhat high up. But of course, probably he dealt with other people in his trade who were not that into construction, into dealing with rocks and stuff and doing low-end jobs. So again, I don't want to say that construction people are not spiritually grown or something like that. some people who have talent, who found their talent, they do work in construction and they do really, really good job. But if I look at those who do no non-qualified stuff like carrying garbage, doing very simple tasks in construction, carrying heavy loads on their shoulders all day long, cleaning up not only garbage but cleaning walls, doing stuff like that, and never grow. And if I look at their way of speaking, language and stuff, they are about survival. Maybe they are not lucky. So I don't brush everyone with the same paint. But that's it's a commonality. So I did work in this building, some projects, and not only this is one of the projects I did some work, and I know I dealt with construction people a lot, and I'm trained to work in construction. So my training is to be working in the construction field. I'm not telling you what training I've done for 4 years, but I do have that type of training. So I dealt with all sorts of construction people. So other people in mining might tell you the same thing. You know, you deal with miners, not minors, the mining people. Oh, I see someone in the summer shoes. Another one in summer. Another one. Oh yeah, people in the summer shoes, and I see that one moving his feet. I think he is really cold. I have to let cars go, and I have to watch for pedestrians because they might be tempted to cross. Yeah, the pedestrians have to go. Yeah, I'm going around, so I use my time to drive to work. I'm sorry about that. Yes, and so going back to disabilities, what they are for. And who use them, and why some people search for those abilities more than other people. So lower end people, they try to use those as a power, but I can tell you that it's like giving a sports car or a rifle to a teenager. That teenager does not have a life experience, does not understand what's about, why I would need a rifle, what's the meaning of life, or why I need that sports car. They just want power. And who wants power amongst teenagers? Generally those who were oppressed. So oppressed teenagers who were kept down at the ground, who were bullied by peers, by parents, whatever. They would love to have a rifle, they would love to have a fast car, and it's a commonality. And some people end up using those. Now, same thing with disabilities. So disabilities were created by God or by the Creator. It's not like where they came from. I don't know. Aliens designed the abilities, God designed humans, and somehow humans learn that you know what, I can find these tools and use those tools in my tool bag. It's like humans are trying to find and dismantle a spaceship so they can have more power. Not really, because who is looking into that? American military is looking into dismantling some fallen spaceships. It's not like some industrial complex or some company who say, oh yeah, we found this alien spaceship, we We are looking into that because we have the best labs and the best methods and best scientists and stuff. No, the military takes care of that because they want power. And lots of military personnel are people who had a nasty childhood. I don't know if it might not make sense for you, but if you look at lots of the soldiers, they want to have power in their hands, so they can go kill people out of rage or whatever. Some people are so dumb, they are indoctrinated so easily. But those people are at the lower end. Rarely you will find a highly spiritual person going to join the military. But we need those. So the way the world is organized, it's a very smart way of organizing. So God did not make everyone spiritually grown, like assign spiritual knowledge and wisdom and all that stuff to everyone. No, everyone has to go through the process. Might be in this lifetime, might be in a past lifetime. I don't know, I don't have the answer, and I'm not here to teach you stuff. I'll just provide some opinions the way I feel it, and I think it makes sense. But I don't have a spiritual abilities, so I can't teach you anything about that. I'm just talking while I'm driving to work. Now, so you have these suppressed people who may want to grow spiritually, but they were blocked. So their mind energy was focused on how to stay alive or how to defend themselves from the bullies. Like you grow up into a neighborhood, people bully you, so you don't have time to meditate, to pray, connect with God or whatever, go to church, because you are in a survival mode all the time. So it's very difficult for those people to grow. Even they feel they want. Some people have that ability. So I listened an audio book about someone who became a very famous monk, and he was able to do stuff with his abilities. So he developed some abilities, and it took him years and years of meditation and prayer and practice and stuff like that. So he was committed. But those years also, he had food on the table. His family was wealthy. So you see, if someone come on this earth on certain environment and family that cannot provide, no, those people, first priority is survival. It's not philosophy, deep thinking. It's nothing like that. So for me, in order to reach deeper thinking, I can't say I think too deep, but to reach that type of depth of understanding, it didn't happen while I was a kid. No, it took me some years of trying and learning about life and getting older and wiser and making mistakes and being stupid and stuff, until I decided, I want that. I discovered that there is something else. And of course I had the base layer. I had the sort of I can't say what it was there. It was a seed or something of curiosity. And I decided that I want to study this and grow spiritually. But some people are so busy surviving, they can't make the switch. They don't think of making the switch, because unless those think, oh yeah, spirituality will give me more food on the table. And then, of course, they may be tempted to use spirituality or God or church to live better and easier. But still, they are at the lower end if they think that way. If they think that feeding their body can be achieved through um, through God, religion, or something like that, they are still at the lower end, the survival mode, because it's part of what they want to do. It's like, I want to survive, so I need some tools on my toolkit, survival toolkit. It's like when you go to hunting something, or you go to war, if you have more stuff, like better weapons or something, then you are more successful, so you don't get killed by the bear you want to hunt. You know, you have higher chance to stay alive and eat at the same time. So it's still survival. Yeah, I have to turn left here. I have to take it slow because the road has a layer, and let's say outside temperature is 1 Celsius, it's still 1 Celsius, so it's not ice. But I know this road is not being plowed. I see they drop salt. Look at that. Okay, so they put salt on the road. I don't really need it. Oh, no, he doesn't. He's just driving around. Okay, I didn't need the salt here. And now I'm trying to finish this one because I'm almost at work, at the office. About the third eye and other abilities. So if you need those abilities, think what's the use? But you have to be honest. You have to learn about yourself first. And you may want to have a reading, like one of those spiritual readings or something. Someone may read some your energies. I don't know if you're a religious person. You may not want to do that. But if you think that, you know what, religion is one thing, God is a different thing, Jesus is one thing, and or Buddha is one thing, so depends of your standards of thinking. If you want to approach that path, like have a reading, then read about yourself, who you are, what's your level of spiritual development, why you're here on earth, and if you are spiritually grown, and if you feel that you're here to help the humanity move forward, you're not just to eat stuff and use up the earth resources. So you're not part of the consumerism, or you're not just in a survival mode that needs resources in order to stay alive. So you need to eat and use up stuff. Yeah, if you are for a different purpose, if you think that, you know, I have an urge, I want to help other people with my knowledge, my wisdom, and if I get some abilities, I can heal people, I can help people open new paths of their development. So if you think that that's your purpose, and if you're honest with it, it's not like, oh yeah, you know what, I pretend that I want that, but once I get some sort of a psychic ability, you can learn that stuff. If you can be born with it, but also you can learn some stuff. So once I get that, then oh yeah, I can sneak in people's minds, and I can bully people by knowing their secrets, their lives and stuff, and I can extort money, because there are lots of witches out there who promise you to give you the answers in marriage, relationships, money and stuff, especially money, and they get into your mind because they can. And once they unlocked your mind, because you let them in, you give them the key, then they keep sucking your money. They keep taking money. Like people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars because they cannot get out of that. So those witches are at the lower end, but they acquired these psychic abilities somehow they were inherited from their parents, or they were just passed on from generation to generation. So they were gypsy women in Romania doing that. So they were taught by their moms and grandmas, so like passed from generation to generation, because those gypsies, they are lazy people, don't really want to go to work, so it's easier to make money and make a good living by extorting so I have to back up. Because someone wants to come here. Yeah, so that's the whole idea I was talking about. So I let you go because I got to work, and talk to you later, different video. Bye bye. Hopefully it didn't get bored yet. You have choice to shut it off at any time. Bye bye.